We should have 3 very riveting baseball games. A series, I think, that'll be dominated by outstanding pitching.
You got to love that when you talk about pitching. You look at the New York Yankees. What do they bring with them? Well, they have a new pitcher in the rotation, Mike Mussina. Spent so many years with the Baltimore Orioles. Always has excellent control. Tonight's starter for the Yankees, Andy Pettitte, the left-hander, probably the best left-hander in the American League, maybe other than David Wells. And for the Twins, tonight's pitcher, Brad Radke, excellent control, will keep these Yankees off balance. And Eric Milton, still only in his 4th Major League season. He's going to be a dominating pitcher for years to come. So this series is going to see some very good pitching.
And what's the secret to their success?
Well, they don't walk anybody. They don't beat themselves by loading the bases. You can see Mike Mussina and Brad Radke less than 1 walk per 9 innings. And Eric Milton and Andy Pettitte right there. They just don't beat themselves up by loading the bases with free passes.
So expect to see good pitching, and with that, of course, comes good defense. And one of the interesting series or things to watch in this series is the play in center field. We've got a 4-time defending champion Gold Glove player in center field in Bernie Williams, and perhaps his successor, Minnesota's Torrey Hunter. Should be a great series, and we're going to get it started in just a moment.
Down.
Tom Kelly coming out to meet the umpires, and Lee Mazzilli, who will present the lineup for the New York Yankees. And you look at the American League Central standings, and the Twins 11 games above the 500 mark, 3 games ahead of the Indians. The Twins have played the bottom 3 teams in the division. 6 of the next 9 games will come against the New York Yankees. The middle 3 games coming against the Kansas City Royals.
Well, against the New York Yankees last year, the Twins played them perfect as far as an even record. 5 wins and 5 losses against the Yankees.
Take a look at the umpiring assignments for this crew. Chris Guccione behind the plate tonight. Angel Hernandez at first, Hunter Wendelstedt at second, and Dan Morrison at third. Twins coming off a series against the Orioles where they took 2 out of 3. The Yankees swept the Oakland A's. In fact, they had a rather odd homestand at Yankee Stadium. They were swept by the red-hot Mariners and then swept the Oakland A's. So the Yankees, who have their own concerns within their own division, the American League East, have already had a pretty major impact on the American League West, because the Mariners swept the Yankees at Yankee Stadium and then pulled even farther ahead of Oakland and some of the other teams in the American League West when Oakland got swept by the Yankees. Let's check out the lineups tonight for Joe Torre and his New York Yankees. Lineup brought to you by Dairy Queen. Chuck Knobloch, the leadoff hitter. He has hit the ball very well this year, particularly as of late. He'll be followed by Derek Jeter, Paul O'Neill, Bernie Williams, Tino Martinez, Jorge Posada, David Justice, Alfonso Soriano, and then Scott Brocious. All facing right-hander Brad Radke.
Well, for the 6th time this year, Brad Radke taking the mound for the Minnesota Twins. Control master, excellent control. We talked about how he has started this year by not walking anybody. Only 3 walks for Brad Radke in 39 1/3 innings pitched. Against the Yankees lifetime, 2 wins and 8 losses. He's never beat the Yankees here at the Dome, so we're looking maybe for a first here for Brad.
Chuck Knobloch so anxious to get the series started, or perhaps get in the box before the boos come, that he went right to the box even before the first base coach was ready to go. Knobloch taking down and away, ball 1. I think most of you know Knobloch went to New York, played second base for 3 years, and late in spring training was switched to left field because of his chronic throwing problems. There's a fastball from Radke, 1-1.
Still find it very strange filling out the lineup card right next to Chuck Knobloch. So used to putting down 2B, you put down LF for left field. He's off to a good start offensively and defensively, doing a good job so far in left field for the Yankees.
Up and in, and it was 10 years ago. Knobloch began his major league career with the Twins on a World Championship team in 1991, and of course eventually won the Rookie of the Year award in the American League. side. Now it's 3-1. I asked Chuck before the game today, does it seem like 10 years ago? He says, no way. He has very vivid memories of that first year in the major leagues. 3-1 from Radke. 3-2.
Well, that high strike getting called right off the get-go. You mentioned it to me earlier, Dick, and I think we can go through this as the show goes on. The Yankees always known as a club that takes a lot of pitches. With the high strike, maybe that's why they're not doing as well.
Knobloch takes ball 4, and Radke issues an opening walk. Yeah, I don't think there's a team in baseball that benefited from the perceived smaller strike zone than the Yankees. And now the strike zone is a little bit bigger. Treasure Island defense for the Twins. Doug Minkiewicz is at first. Luis Rivas, Christian Guzman, Corey Koski around the infield. Josh Jones, Corey Hunter, Matt Lawton in the outfield with Tom Prince doing the catching.
And wouldn't you know it, we praise the starting staff for not walking anybody, and what's the first batter do? Base on balls.
For Radke, just the 4th walk issued all year.
Yep.
Knobloch and the Yankees doing very well in the stolen base department. Close pitch taken for a ball.
Knobloch at first base, 10 stolen bases in 12 attempts. As a club, 30 stolen bases in 40 attempts.
The 30 steals leading the American League. 1-0 to Derek Jeter. And a strike. We've talked about it in his 5 prior starts. Brad Radke, for whatever reason, has had his most difficulty in the first inning.
Only one time in his 5 starts he has had a perfect inning where they didn't score any runs, and that was on opening day in Detroit. He did not allow a run. Every other start he's allowed at least 1 run.
Check swing foul, 1-2.
And that's the type of pitcher Brad Radke is. He usually tries to find out what's working for him. All the good pitchers, if you don't get them early, then they'll get into that groove, and they can go right into the 7th and 8th inning. It's exactly what Brad Radke's been able to do. In every start, he's gone at least 7+ innings.
Success rate in stealing bases.
A career high 62 stolen bases for Knobloch in 1997 for the Twins.
Up and away, 2-2. Radke has not had much success against the Yankees. But what we've seen from him in years past, an ability to get through the early and middle innings, and then in the 6th or 7th inning, it seemed like the Yankees would always bunch things together against him. Cracked foul off the bat of Jeter, still 2-2.
Well, I mentioned before, Brad Radke, 2 wins and 8 losses against the New York Yankees. 0-5 here at the Metrodome with a 4.95 ERA.
The Twins are 5-0 in his starts. The one game that he started and did not pick up a win in was the dramatic win in Boston last week. Knobloch goes. The pitch lifted to right field. Knobloch is going to get doubled off with a good throw. And Minkiewicz can't quite handle the low throw from Lawton. Knobloch went all the way to second base, not knowing where the ball was hit. Jeter's retired, but Knobloch was able to get around Minkiewicz and get back to the bag.
Well, Matt Lawton getting this ball. Don't know if this ball hit the seam right here, right in front of Doug Minkiewicz, right there in that corner. Ball popped up on Doug, and Knobloch made it back to first safely.
Here's Paul O'Neill, approaching a milestone in this series. He has 1,998 career hits.
Wasn't this guy supposed to retire? 8 home runs, 19 RBIs.
Behind third. And in no man's land, strike 1.
38 years old. His career started with the Cincinnati Reds and then came over to the Yankees in 1993. He has enjoyed the American League. When he was with the Reds, a .259 hitter in the National League, and in the American League, an average of .308 coming into this season.
Mankiewicz out at first. Out at second. So the Twins face just 3 men in the first inning. Just about the entire lower section here at the Metrodome is sold out, and for good reason. This is one of the more anticipated series we've had here in years. Here's the Twins starting lineup, brought to you by Dairy Queen. Christian Guzman, the leadoff hitter. He'll be followed by Luis Rivas and Matt Lawton, Corey Koski. David Ortiz has done well against the Yankees. Torrey Hunter will hit 6th, Mankiewicz 7th, Tom Prince 8th, and Jacques Jones 9th. Taking on left-hander Andy Pettitte.
Andy Pettitte consistent. That's exactly what you best to describe Andy Pettitte. He's going to win between 15 and 17 ball games every year, year in and year out, in his 7th major league season. A good fastball, a cutter, a curveball, and a changeup. Excellent control. Came into this year averaging 3.3 walks per 9 innings and about 6 strikeouts per 9 innings.
Yankees defensively have Tino Martinez at first, Alfonso Soriano at second, Scott Brocious at third, Derek Jeter at short. The new left fielder Chuck Knobloch, Bernie Williams at center, Paul O'Neill at right, and Jorge Posada behind the plate. And former Yankee prospect Christian Guzman will lead it off for the Twins. The outside corner, ball 1. And a 3-run inning started for the Twins yesterday with his 6th triple against Pat Hentgen.
This in the 4th inning. And it's off to the races for Christian Guzman. 6th triple of the year.
2-0 to Guzman. Foul, 2-1. Pettitte with a nasty cut fastball, and it looks like that might have been the cutter right there. Got in on the hands of Guzman.
That's a pitch that he really likes, and also the curveball, but good control of the fastball. The numbers on Pettitte, making his 6th start of the year. A lot of hits to innings pitched, but the walk ratio down.
On the outside corner, 2-2.
Guzman, a switch hitter, hitting .375 as a right-handed hitter. Only 1 RBI, and that was a solo home run he hit.
And Pettitte comes down and in and gets his first strikeout of the ball game.
Sometimes you see right-handed pitchers go down and in to left-handed batters and go underneath that swing. As a left-handed pitcher, exactly what Pettitte does right there. Good pitch, breaking ball down. Guzman, no chance.
One away, and that brings up Luis Rivas. Rivas with a pretty good Baltimore series. Get the average over 200. There's the first pitch taken for a strike.
Got a couple hits in yesterday's ball game. 2 for 4. Scored a run with an RBI.
Pettitte, who started the ball game by throwing 2 balls, has come back to throw 5 strikes in a row.
A 91-mile-an-hour fastball right there by Pettitte. Good location inside. You see the concentration. He kind of dips his head, peeks at the catcher.
1-2. Pettitte, part of the rookie class of 1995. Marty Cordova won the Rookie of the Year award that year. Some thought Pettitte should have, if not won it, gotten more consideration. 1-2 to Luis Rivas. That is a fair ball for the time being, but now foul. Still 1-2 to Rivas. I
think Rivas a little surprise right here. A little late getting out of the box, but Pettit watching the rotation of the ball. Roll foul. Pettit in that rookie season, 1995, 12 wins and 9 losses in 26 starts. A 4.17 ERA.
Over the last 5 years, only Pedro Martinez and Greg Maddux have won more games than Andy Pettit. Almost a 20-game winner a year ago. He won 19. Rivas. It's an off-speed pitch that nearly covered the inside corner. 2-2. Shakeoffs from Pettit as Posada gives the signs, and Rivas hangs with the breaking ball and taps it foul. You could probably make a case that as good as the Yankees have been in Joe Torre's tenure, that the starting rotation he has right now is his best. When you've got Roger Clemens, Mike Mussina, Andy Pettit, and the Yankees hope a healthy Orlando Hernandez, that's a pretty good front four to go with.
Yeah, sure is. Guys have pitched a lot of innings, a lot of experience.
Lifted foul over the Yankee dugout. Still 2-2 to Rivas. Rainy most of the day in the Twin Cities area.
For Pettit, this is his 196th Major League start.
63 degrees outside, 70 inside. 2-2 to Luis Rivas. And Rivas strikes out on a pitch down and in.
Pettit with that cutter that's not afraid to pitch hard inside on left-handed or right-handed hitters. And then you throw that little cutter down and in or breaking balls, tough to hit. Posada sitting inside. There's that cutter. Almost a Steve Carlton type slider.
2 down, and now in the Twins lineup sit 3 straight left-handed hitters, including Matt Lawton, who will start this string of lefties with 2 down in the first inning. And Lawton takes inside a ball. It's a good series for Matt as he averaged up to 271. Speaking of the weekend series against the Orioles.
Yeah, what he's starting to do is hit the ball up the middle and to the left side. And that's usually when Matt Lawton starts swinging the bat pretty good.
2-0. Look at the battery for the New York Yankees. 2-0 to Matt Lawton. 3-0 with Koski on deck.
Good numbers against Pettit over his career. Matt Lawton, 11 hits in 30 at-bats. A couple home runs off of Pettit.
And Lawton swinging away on 3-0. Fouls it straight back. Lawton third in the league in walks. He's already walked 24 times. From Andy Pettit. Caught in the air by the first baseman Tino Martinez. A line drive for the third out. And the Twins go down 1-2-3 in their half of the first inning. Food, and we think a good ball game coming up. No score after 1 inning. And the Yankees will send up their 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Bernie Williams, Tino Martinez, and Jorge Posada. Williams still hitting in the cleanup spot, although he's off to a very slow start. His first month very much disjointed by his father's illness back in Puerto Rico. He missed some time from the club, came back, and just hasn't found his stroke yet.
Yeah, he missed 9 days, and really at the beginning of the year when a player takes that time off, kind of like Torrey Hunter on a disabled, it takes a while to get going again. Even though Torrey home run his first pitch. So what's wrong with Bernie?
Strike one on the outside corner for Brad Radke.
Oh, what a career he's had as a Yankee, starting back in 1991, a career .304 hitter coming into this year.
One strike to Bernie Williams. 1-1. Haven't been particularly happy with the way they played through this first month, yet there they are, 3 games above the .500 mark. Radke just misses the outside corner again. It's 2-1. Fouled away. 2-2. Look at this Yankee lineup and up and down the batting order, with the exception of Soriano. So much experience. Posada, Jeter, Brocious, veteran Joe Oliver on the bench. 2-2 from Radke to Williams, just missing the inside corner. Radke walked the leadoff hitter, Knobloch, in the first inning on a 3-2 pitch, and now he's got a full count to the leadoff hitter in the second.
Well, excellent control, Brad Radke. You'll see what the umpire will give him. Not that pitch inside. Good pitch.
And Williams dumps a base hit to center field. Takes a big turn at first, but holds up there. First hit of the ball game, and it comes leading off the second inning. Bring up Tino Martinez. There still is plenty of time for you to take advantage of the Twins season ticket offer. You get a 16-game package, and it starts with the Dome doubleheader against the A's on May 26th. Call 612-375-7454 for details on joining the Twins season ticket family this year. Tino Martinez takes outside a ball. Presence of the switch hitters, Posada and Williams, the Yankees can throw a lot of left-handed hitters against a right-handed pitcher in the middle of their lineup too. We saw O'Neill, Williams a switch hitter, Martinez, Posada, Justice. There's a strike, 1-1.
Martinez in his 6th season with the New York Yankees, came over from the Seattle Mariners for the 1996 season. Last year hit 16 home runs. It's a low for Martinez as a Yankee. Hit 44 home runs in 1997.
Strike 2.
Good location with a fastball, outer half of the plate. Brad's thinking maybe get a ground ball right here, get a double play. Martinez not quick out of that box.
He got a double play in the first inning on O'Neill's ground ball. 1-2. The count from Radke to Martinez. Struck him out. 1 away.
Way State fastballs away. This one just overpowers Martinez. Good location. Fastball away. A little runner. You can almost see the way Brad Radke threw that ball. It just kind of spun away on the outside part of the plate. Brad will average just under 6 strikeouts per 9 innings of work.
Here's Posada. Off to a good start offensively. You see those numbers. One of the most important numbers for Posada so far this year. He's cut down quite a bit on his strikeouts this year. He takes strike 1. Last year, Posada struck out 151 times. So far, he's done a nice job putting the ball in play more frequently. Posada's hit by the pitch. Posada had great numbers against Brad Radke, which isn't to suggest that Radke hit him on purpose.
Just trying to pitch him hard inside, right off that right kneecap.
Posada with 7 hits and 13 at bats, 5 doubles and 2 home runs lifetime against Radke. So now runners at first and second, 1 away, and here's David Justice. Posada crouched at first base, a familiar position for him. Still feeling the impact. Justice at the plate with 1 out and 2 men on. Change up away, ball 1. Justice, primary designated hitter for the Yankees, whose days of playing the outfield regularly are behind him.
Started the season last year with the Cleveland Indians, ended it with the Yankees.
2-0.
He's always had very good numbers against Radke. 11 hits and 27 at-bats, a .407 average.
Earlier we showed you Chuck Knobloch from 1991. Twins faced the Braves and David Justice in a World Series that year. Off-speed pitch, flared foul, 2-1. In fact, Justice almost won the series for the Braves in Game 6. He hit a drive down the right field line off the facing of the upper deck that was foul by about 8 feet. To Justice. Off-speed pitch popped up, a foul ball. Koski calling for it, and they collide, and it's the catcher Prince who makes the catch. Right in front of the Twins dugout. A near disaster. The out recorded. And everybody seems to be okay.
This is where you'd like the pitcher to take charge. Remember Jim Cott. Jim Cott was probably the best at this right here when 2 guys were calling that ball right there. The pitcher would get over and he would almost tackle whoever he didn't want to catch the ball. Corey Koski had trouble picking it up right off the get-go. And, you know, right there in front of the dugout, I'm sure everybody's screaming, and both of them calling for it. And it's Tom Prince who came up with it in the glove.
Tom Prince, I think, got spiked by Koski. Or maybe it's just an equipment problem. He's all right.
I think he hit Corey so hard that part of his shin guard fell apart.
That's the real reason a catcher wears shin guards, in case you run into somebody like Corey Koski, right? 2 on, 2 out, and here is Alfonso Soriano. And there is strike 1.
Soriano in his rookie season with the Yankees.
Fast runner who likes to swing the bat. He walked yesterday for the first time after 103 plate appearances. So Radke works him even farther away. It's 1-1. He was in left field before switching positions with Knobloch in March.
The big swing right there. That's something that they'd like to cut down a little bit, is that swing. But they say Joe Torre says, hey, you know, his whole philosophy on hitters, you see it right kind of through their lineup. The veteran hitters take a lot of pitches. They just going to let this guy swing away and kind of learn the strike zone. They let Derek Jeter do it his first couple years, and they're trying to let Serrano feel comfortable by just being aggressive.
Bouncer to short. Guzman has got to get rid of it quickly, and does. In the second, Radke works around a leadoff single, and the Yankees strand 2, still no score. Score heading to the bottom of the second inning. We talked earlier about the first month of the season wrapping up, everybody adjusting to the new strike zone, the higher strike zone, the more slender strike zone perhaps. So we talked with Corey Koski about that, got his observations so far.
So they might call 1 or 2 strikes in a game that are up, and for balls, you know, and then they'll call the same pitches for strikes. So I think they're still fooling around with it a little bit, and you know, some umps will call it, you know, 4 or 5 inches outside, and they won't change their ways. So it's just, you know, they want to speed up the game and all this stuff. So I don't know.
Well, the 2 teams that were masters at that, taking pitches, walking, the New York Yankees and the Oakland A's. Now the Yankees are above the 500 mark, but the season's just gotten off to a dreadful start for Oakland. And you wonder whether some teams with their approach are having a tougher time adjusting than teams like the Twins.
Ah, too bad. Be aggressive.
Swing
the bat, boys.
Here is Koski starting the second inning. And a first pitch strike. Mentioned that Lawton, Koski, and Ortiz are hitting left-handed in the middle of the Twins lineup, but they all have hit left-handers very well. It's 1-1 to Corey Koski. To center. Bernie Williams ranges over to make the catch, 1 away. 1 down, and that'll bring up David Ortiz. We mentioned that April had been just a wonderful month for the Minnesota Twins, and a chance for it to be the 5th best month on record. Twins happy to have a winning month to start the season, but it's become kind of old hat for the Yankees. This is their 10th straight winning April. And the Twins have had now 2 over the last 14 years. Up and in to David Ortiz. Ball 1. Sometimes how you start is how you finish. The Yankees are examples of that. To David Ortiz. And a strike. And time is called. Joe Torre had a meeting before the Oakland series in New York on Friday, and he just wanted to tell the starting pitchers he felt that they were trying to do too much out there. Trying to make the perfect pitch and win the ball game on a specific pitch. He said, just go out there and pitch like you know how to pitch. And whether the talk had anything to do with it or not, the Yankees sure pitched better in the Oakland series. And they've got one of the better pitchers in the business, Pettit, going here tonight. Ortiz with a screaming line drive over the head of O'Neill. Ortiz around first to second with the first Twins hit. A 1-out double here in the second.
A good swing right there by David Ortiz. In his last at-bat yesterday, he'd been struggling at the plate, just 1 hit in his last 12 at-bats. Before that base hit in yesterday's ballgame, that he just kind of went with it. We're working a lot on trying to keep David Ortiz back. And he told me against left-handed hitters, he doesn't try to overswing, stay compact. Exactly what he does right there. Ball got by O'Neill in a hurry. Pettit starts him off with a fastball in, and then what Pettit's able to do, and behind in the count, good curveball right there. Misses with a changeup, and David Ortiz all over the fastball.
Torrey Hunter at the plate. Fastball outside, ball 1. Torrey's home run came on his first at bat after spending 15 days on the disabled list. Dugout We'll know a lot more. I suspect we all will about how good this team is in a week and a half after they finish playing the Yankees. 6 games out of the next 9. 1-1 to Torrey Hunter. Nasty pitch.
Right, that's a Steve Carlton pitch right there. That's why lefty who won over 300 games. It's that cutter down and in. Some people call this a slider. Look at that break right there, a late break.
1-2 to Hunter. Jammed him in a bouncer foul.
At 28 years old in his 7th Major League season, 103 wins and only 57 losses. An ERA of 3.97 coming into this ball game.
Remember, it was a year and a half ago the Yankee owner wanted to trade Pettit in the middle of the season. The owner was unhappy with how Pettit was pitching. Joe Torre and his baseball people talked the owner out of it. And Hunter swings at a pitch inside, the breaking pitch down and in again. And that's out number 2. 3rd strikeout. All against right-handed hitters for Andy Pettit. The 3-time defending world champs are in town for the only time this year. The 3-game showdown continues tomorrow, and it's presented by CCI Wireless, the Twins' official wireless provider. Special note, Torrey Hunter will be visiting the CCI Wireless store at City Center Wednesday from 12 to 1. Here's Doug Mientkiewicz with a chance to drive in the first run of the ball game. There's a fastball for a strike. Mientkiewicz 4th in the league in hitting, behind Manny Ramirez, Shannon Stewart, and Juan Gonzalez.
All 5 of the home runs here hit at the Metrodome.
0-2. So Pettit gets ahead of Mientkiewicz quickly. And now the 0-2 pitch. To center field, a base hit. Ortiz around 3rd. He's coming home. The throw from Bernie Williams cut off, and the Twins take the first lead. Mientkiewicz delivers again. On an 0-2 pitch, Mientkiewicz drives in his 20th run of the year.
And listen to this crowd. A fan favorite, Mientkiewicz, early this year. I tell you what, he stays back so good. Watch him not give up, but just, okay, you made a mistake. He pulled out a little bit, hits it softly into center field, and a mistake right here by the defense of the Yankees. They should have gotten Mientkiewicz at second base. Martinez dropping the ball allows Mientkiewicz to get over to second base into scoring position.
Tom Prince at the plate with Mientkiewicz in scoring position. He takes up high. 2 years ago, when Mientkiewicz was the primary first baseman for the Twins, he had 327 at bats. Didn't hit well at 229, but he drove in only 32 runs. He's already got 20 runs batted in the season's first month this year. 1-0 to Prince. 2-0.
And the thing is, that pitch was a little high. A couple years ago, he might have took that pitch. What he's doing is just more aggressive at the plate. He himself says that he was almost trying to walk every time when he went up to plate.
Prince will probably catch a couple of games in this series tonight and then Wednesday when Joe Mays pitches. 3-0. Jacques Jones, the on-deck hitter. Walks on 4 pitches. So Pettit was one pitch away, one strike away from getting out of the inning with no damage done. Vincavich with the hit, now the walk, and Jacques Jones comes up with 2 men on.
Well, you talked earlier how Joe Torre had a meeting. His pitchers don't try to do too much. I think you saw Pettit trying to rear back and throw 100 miles an hour right there against Tom Prince. Now the challenge right here for Jacques Jones, get a hit against a lefty. He's taken a lot of extra batting practice over the last 3 or 4 days with Tom Kelly throwing batting practice to him as a left-handed thrower.
Breaking ball missing, ball 1.
I didn't see Tom Kelly with that curveball.
I was just saying, if Tom could throw the ball like that, he'd be in our bullpen. Jones got his season started out great. 5 runs batted in the first 4 games, but none since. To the right side, picked up by Martinez, and he almost overshot Pettit, but they get the out. The Twins strand a couple, but they get a big double from Ortiz on an RBI single from Vincavich to take the game's first lead. Twins have the first lead, 1-0 as we head to the 3rd. And we have with us during the top of the 3rd inning Alan Miller, who served on the Minnesotans for Major League Baseball, the committee investigating the prospect of getting a new stadium here. Before we get started, we need to let all of you know that the views of Alan here and whatever we might discuss don't necessarily reflect the views of KMSP Channel 9. But Alan, let's get an update, if you will, about the status of the bill that last time we were on the air at home, it was tabled out of a committee in the House of Representatives.
Well, the bill was on life support, and suddenly there's a chance, thanks to the Twins, I think, and the work of the fans who have been driving the legislators crazy with phone calls, to get it back out in front of the tax committee. And one of the things we really need to do is to have people call their legislators, particularly those people who are opposed to even bringing it to the floor, and get the bill out there.
Ball 1 to Scott Brocious. What I found in discussing it with people in my world I come in contact with, the more people find out about this bill, the better they like it.
This bill is a win-win situation for Minnesota. What really impresses me is that, and I am a native New Yorker.
We won't hold that against you.
Who is a diehard Twins fan, grew up as a Yankee fan, interestingly enough. But we are one of 17 states in the U.S. that are privileged to have Major League Baseball. And I mean privileged. I think that it's one of the most exciting things that you can bring your children to. And here we have an opportunity to keep the Twins and to put them in a stadium that they deserve. It should be a no-brainer.
I like that, no-brainer.
2-2 from Radke to Scott Brocious, the number 9 hitter for the Yankees. Toward the hole, Guzman can't flag it down, and for the 3rd inning in a row, the Yankees get their leadoff man aboard. Well, Alan, you mentioned that fans are contacting their legislators and expressing the hope that the bill can be revived and perhaps passed, and we can get on with other matters here. Get a look at the base hit by Brocious. Is that still the recommendation for fans, to call their legislators and either ask for more information or convey their thoughts positively?
Absolutely, and in particular, we would like them to call the Speaker of the House, Steve Spigum, who has been the lead opponent of the bill, and he can be called at 651-296-2273.
Knobloch to Koski, a little hesitation out there. That's all they'll get. 1 away.
Mr. Miller, we're sorry.
No, by all means.
Let's take a look at this double play. Knobloch, Brad Radke gets Knobloch a little out front, gets the ground ball, and Corey Koski double pumps a little bit right there, but Knobloch so fast down the line, there would have been tough to get 2. Make sure a 1 out, and Corey Koski's able to do that.
Jeter will stand in with 1 out and 1 on.
Another one legislator that we would like to have called is my own legislator, as a matter of fact, Tim Pawlenty, 651-296-4128, or the House Minority Leader, Tom Pugh, 651-296-6828.
Jeter fouls it away. One
Now,
strike.
these are home numbers, correct?
I don't think so.
No? Oh, shoot. I was going to take those numbers. We could call them like at 3 or 4 in the morning.
I've spoken with a lot of them, and interestingly enough, several of the legislators, as they become more familiar with the legislation, have changed their position because there was an automatic, I would say, rejection when they first heard it without being familiar with what's in this bill.
Why would you say that there was an automatic rejection? Is it because what's happened in the past, they didn't get a chance to look exactly what this is all about, and the Twins are picking up almost all of the cost of the new stadium?
Well, not only are they picking up almost all the cost, but the owner is putting in more than any of the other 18 stadiums that have been built. But I think there was a lot of bad feeling going back to '97.
1-2 to Jeter.
And the unfortunate thing is it's become somewhat of a political issue. It shouldn't be a political issue. The Twins give so much to the community in civic and charitable ventures that there should be no question with this bill that it should come out and we should do what we can to keep them here in Minnesota, because if we lose them, we'll never see baseball again in our lifetime here, in my opinion.
And it's really sad because as the Twins are playing such good April baseball right here into the last day of April, you see the fan support. I mean, we drew 75,000 people for that 3-game series against the Orioles. How many father and young kids came to the ballpark together as a family? I mean, this is what's so great about the game of baseball. And you hate to lose that in this area.
What my own memories are going to Yankee Stadium on Sundays and seeing the likes of Joe DiMaggio and Tommy Henrik and Ted Williams, and I've got a lot of rings around my trunk, so.
1-2 to Jeter. Twins keeping a close eye on Knobloch at first base. And there he goes. Pitches inside. Throw from Prince is not in time. It's a stolen base. Number 11 for Knobloch, the 31st for the Yankees this year. I was reminiscing a little bit with Joe Torre before the game today about his experiences here, oddly enough, in the 1965 All-Star game.
Good jump right here by Chuck. Excellent base stealer. And he goes in Superman style. 11 steals on the year.
2-2 to Jeter with 1 out in the third. Twins in front, scoring a run in the bottom of the second inning. Fouled away. Lawton chasing it, but he runs out of room. But anyway, the point is that there's a continuity here in baseball. This is the 41st year of the major leagues, of Major League Baseball here in this area. And you know, with all due respect to our friends with the Minnesota Wild, professional hockey here was interrupted when the North Stars left, and we did get a team back. But to me, it's not. And tradition and generation to generation to generation.
Well, not only that, but we lost the Wild for lack of $12 million, and it cost $140 million to bring them back. If we lose the Twins, we will never bring back, in our lifetime, as I said, Major League Baseball. And that would be the real tragedy.
3-2 now to Jeter. Well, again, the ballpark construction would require no increase in state sales, property, or income taxes. The Twins would be responsible for 83% of the cost of the ballpark construction, and an important element in all of this, that no ballpark will be built, not one shovelful of dirt will be lifted until Major League Baseball goes through major economic reform. 3-2 to Jeter, and a call, third strike for out number 2. A big strikeout for Brad Radke.
Rat does a little dance. Go sit down.
Paul O'Neill, the hitter, bounced into a double. Second.
Looking at the approach to the legislators or the Senate.
The hourglass has the sand running out. because if the bill is not brought forward this month, that means it's until next year.
This month, meaning
The month of I think opportunity to be discussed thoroughly, and had it been, I think there would have been a different result.
Just off the outside corner, one-on-one. Well, the Twins have played wonderful, wonderful baseball here in the month of April. Individually, you look around, and I would love it if Christian Guzman could finish his career with the Twins, if Torrey Hunter could finish his career, Doug Minkiewicz and all that. The fact of the matter is, given the environment the Twins are playing in this building, that's simply not going to be possible. The Twins economically need... They've developed these players. That's great. Now we need to find a way to keep them, and a stadium is central to that. Strike two to O'Neill.
Well, if there's anything that made me become an ardent Twins fan, it's when we first moved here, and I saw the Yankees come in with their 5 times hours payroll, and the disparity. And the thing about the stadium is that nothing will be done until baseball cleans up its house.
Right. 1-2 is Radke. Tries to preserve a 1-0 Twins lead. Line to Koski. Thread over. 1-0 Twins lead. Alan Miller, thank you for all your work. On behalf of all of us who love the game of baseball, we'll keep our fingers crossed.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan.
Come to the plate. Christian Guzman will lead it off in the third. Went down swinging against Pettit to start the ball game. Ball 1 to Guzman.
O'Neill just lining it right to Corey Koski, the emotional type player. I love seeing that.
1-1.
Tell you what, that guy's a gamer, though. I mean, he wants a hit every time up. Nothing wrong with that. And he's not afraid to show his emotions.
His emotions got the better of him yesterday. He was kicked out of the ball game midway through the series finale with Oakland. 1-2 now to Guzman.
Just having some fun.
Twins with 2 hits. They're both by left-handed hitters. Going through the hitting motion out there in right field. Pop up to the right side. Soriano goes out. And he's got it for the first out of the third inning.
Headed over the first 2 innings, 39 pitches, 23 for strikes.
Coming up tomorrow night, game 2 of this series. We'll have it for you on Fox Sports Net. The pregame show at 6:30, game time at 7. And not a shabby pitching matchup tomorrow either. Eric Milton for the Twins and Mike Messina for the New York Yankees. Rivas with a high fly to left. Knobloch will get his first chance, and he makes it 2 away. Rivas hit it right off the end of the bat for the second out. That'll bring up Lawton. If you come out to the Dome tomorrow night for guaranteed win night, courtesy of the Minnesota State Lottery and Cities 97, you might win something very big. Winning scratch cards will be handed out to the first 5,000 adults, and autographed merchandise will be a part of it all. Call the Twins charge line for tickets today. Lawton lost a foul down the left field line, out of play. Hit the ball hard his first time up, sending a soft line drive to first baseman Tino Martinez. Breaking ball over the inside corner, 1-2.
And if you're thinking home run, Pettit, the wrong guy to think home run off of if you're a left-handed hitter. Only allowed 1 home run last year to a left-handed hitter, and that was Robin Ventura back in June.
And another foul out of play along the left field line. Well, the Twins, although they've alternated a win with a loss for the last week or so, really have their work cut out offensively in this series. Facing Pettit and Messina, two guys who pitched well against them. Lawton down the left field line, and that's out of play. But coming into the season, Andy Pettit and Mike Messina were tied for 4th place among active pitchers in winning percentage. And they came into the year with a .645 winning percentage. And the Twins get them on back-to-back nights.
Yep.
Lawton staying alive, hoping for a mistake by Pettit.
Well, Messina had all those great years in Baltimore. Pettit on this championship ball club 4 out of the last 5 years. A lot of run production for him when he's on the mound. 103 wins in the major league level, 57 losses, and 3.97 ERA. We're going to see Messina tomorrow night. He has 147 wins and 81 losses coming into this year, a 3.53 ERA.
By the way, the top 3 guys among active pitchers or winning percentage: Pedro Martinez, Randy Johnson, and Roger Clemens, and he pitched yesterday for the Yankees. Lawton with those strong wrists holds up. It's 2-2.
That's a good at-bat from Matt Lawton right here. Fouled off some pitches the other way. Taking a breaking ball right there for a ball. See if Pettit leaves a ball up and makes a mistake on Matt.
Struck him out. So Pettit comes back with a 1-2-3 third. We've completed 3 here at the Metrodome. The Twins leading Andy Pettit and the Yankees 1-0. Brad Radke with 3 shutout innings so far. The Twins have a 1-0 lead with Bert Blylev and Dick Raymer at the Dome. The opening game of a 3-game series. Twins hoping to win back-to-back games in the middle of this 6-game homestand. Bernie Williams to start the 4th for New York, and he takes a strike. Williams singled to start the 2nd inning. Mentioned that Williams took some time off to be with his ailing father in Puerto Rico. Fouled away, 2 strikes. His father is a little bit better, but while he was down there, the Yankees wanted to put Williams on the disabled list while he was away. And the folks at Major League Baseball said, he's not hurt. You've elected to allow him to go, which is fine. We applaud you for that, but you can't put him on the disabled list and replace him on the roster.
That makes sense.
Ground ball left side, cut off by Koski. Close play, got him. And I don't know if the ball had gone to Guzman, whether they would have gotten him.
Brad Radke, 3 pitches just on the outside part of the plate. Williams took strike 1. He swung at strike 2. And here another pitch outside, defensive swing, but Corey Koski cuts across. A strong throw, just getting Williams for the first out. Williams, good speed out of that box, hustling down the line.
1 down on the 4th, and here's Tino Martinez. First time that Radke's gotten a leadoff hitter in an inning. There's strike 1. Last year, as Bert mentioned, the Twins played the Yankees even up, winning 5 of the 10 games. But after a particularly difficult loss, Brad Radke commented somewhat sarcastically, that, well, the Yankees have a $150 million payroll. They should win all the games. Off the plate, a foul ball. There were some in the specifically Paul O'Neill, who suggested that the next time he take the mound against the Yankees, Radke should take a box of Kleenex with him out to the mound.
And it's the same Paul O'Neill we just saw throw the bat and have a little tantrum right there.
1-2 to Tino Martinez. Deep to right field. And Martinez has just tied it up. His 5th home run of the year, and it's one apiece.
Breaking ball underneath the swing of the left-hander. This ball didn't get down far enough because Martinez got it before it broke, hitting his 5th home run. Watch the location of this breaking ball. It just, that was out over to the plate. I thought he's trying to go down and in. The ball just left up and deposited into the brick facing here at the Metrodome.
That'll bring up Jorge Posada, hitting the leg by a Radke pitch his first time up. Now a liner to Minkiewicz on the first pitch for out number 2. Time for our trivia question tonight. Brought to you by Dodge. When was the last time the Yankees finished a season below 500? I have the answer for you next inning. David Justice, the hitter, he fouled out to Tom Prince. Right before Prince and Koski collided in front of the Twins dugout. 1-0 to Justice. Sharply hit. Rivas with the play. Martinez ties the game with a solo home run to right. Other than that, Radke kept the ball in the infield. It's 1-1 going to the bottom of the 4th. Runs to be scored in this 3-game series. 1 apiece so far as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. And Corey Koski will start the 4th for the Twins. Koski, Ortiz, and Hunter to face Andy Pettitte. Corey with a fly out to center field, his first time up. Strike on the inside corner.
Pettitte, 19 wins, 9 losses last year for the Yankees. His best season, 1996, when he won 21 ball games, lost only 8.
0-2.
Showing a good control of his fastball, good off-speed pitch right there. We've seen that slider and that slow curve. Has 4 very good quality pitches.
He's gone on 3 pitches.
Pettitte picks up his 5th strikeout of the ball game.
Go back to our trivia question. Yankees have had a very good long run. My guess is 1991 because I think they had a losing record that year, but that's just a guess. 92. Here's David Ortiz, who cracked a 1-out double in the second.
Don't I get to guess?
Apparently not.
I'll say 1992.
Ball 1 to Ortiz. Ortiz doubled in the second and then scored on the Minkiewicz single for the Twins run so far against Andy Pettitte. Strike.
He saw that right there. 2 balls, no strikes. What's Pettitte go to? He doesn't challenge him with a fastball. Gets a strike with a slow breaking ball. He's pitching.
A swing and a miss. 2-2. Have just 2 hits, getting them both in the second inning. Had it with a 1-2-3 first and a 1-2-3 third inning. He's set down now 5 men in a row. Check swing dribbler into the Twins dugout. From Pettit to Ortiz. And now 3-2. Ortiz now 11 hits and 25 at bats against left-handed pitching. Average in excess of 400. A high hopper fielded on the first hop by Martinez. 2 away. Torrey Hunter comes to the plate. Ask Torrey Hunter what it is he likes to do when he's not playing baseball.
I like to go bowling. Me and Jock and Matt Law, we might go bowling or just go hang out and eat at Benihana's. You know, that's our favorite spot to eat, and that's pretty much it.
Picking up a few splits at the bowling alley and then the Samurai Warrior Special at Benihana. Hunter bunting it foul. 1 strike.
If he bunted out a little bit harder, would have been a double.
Undaunted, Brocious goes back to his position about 20 feet behind third base. Bounces it to the right side. Soriano is there. Low throw. And over the last few years, Tino Martinez has seen a lot of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4th. We head to the 5th in a tie game. And we go to the 5th inning. Alfonso Soriano will lead it off against Brad Radke, swinging at the first pitch. And a foul, 1 strike. Getting a souvenir is nice, but
excuse me, son.
Got a baseball. Everything's okay. Breaking ball down and away, and it's 1-1. The whole rotation that occurred between the infield and the outfield for the Yankees. Soriano driving on a high and deep to right. Lawton back, and he makes the catch right in front of the fence. A deep fly that ran out of gas on the warning track.
Well, Radke left the ball up. Soriano just went the other way. Matt Lawton saw it all the way, played it perfect. Showing his power the opposite way. Matt Lawton going back. See, he has an eye on it. He knows exactly where he is. Nice catch.
1 down, Scott Brocious, the hitter. I was going to say that the rotation that occurred for the Yankees between second base and left field, Knobloch going out, Soriano coming in, was actually began when Shane Spencer went out with a knee injury. The Yankees were hoping that Spencer would see much of the time out in left field, but he injured a knee in spring training. And
you know, it might have just turned out the best thing for the Yankees because Soriano's a very good second baseman. Knobloch was having a tough time throwing the ball. And he ends up in left field, and he's played in all 25 games for the Yankees, something that the Yankees have unable to do for 10 years is have a left fielder. You have to go back to 1991, I think, when Roberto Kelly played 25 or 20, was it 50-some games consecutive. Now they have a left fielder they can count on every day going out there. They went through a lot of them.
3-1 to Brocious. You know, the Yankees feel that they, so far at least, have gotten the leadoff hitter back they traded for when they pulled off the trade with the Twins. Sharply hit. Guzman comes over, scoops it up. Brocious is retired 2 away. Knobloch was productive, but his offense was overshadowed by his poor defense. Now he's putting up the type of numbers that we haven't seen since his last years in Minnesota. He's stealing bases and playing adequately in left field, to the point where Joe Torre, who will name the reserves for the All-Star game, has said yes. If Knobloch continues to hit and score runs the way that he has, he would consider Knobloch as a reserve outfielder for the All-Star game this year.
But can you imagine what goes through Knobloch's mind over the last 2 or 3 years since he had that throwing problem? You come to the ballpark in New York, there's probably, what, 80 writers that are going to just be dying to talk to you.
Hoping you throw one away.
Yeah.
2 quick strikes to Knobloch. And as we saw over his best years with the Twins, with 2 strikes, the at-bat really is just getting started. 1-2.
Now that Wade Boggs is out of the picture, probably one of the best in the major leagues with 2 strikes. He's not afraid to go 0-2. He'll foul off pitches until a pitcher makes a mistake.
2-2. Be second base in a Yankee uniform anytime soon. High hopper to Koski. Ratke has his first 1-2-3 inning, and we go to the bottom of the 5th in a tie game. About be the bottom of the bottom third of the Twins lineup facing Andy Pettitte here in the 5th. Mankiewicz, Prince, and Jones. Mankiewicz was talking with Paul Molitor before the ball game today. First of all, we'll look at Mankiewicz's RBI single in the 2nd inning with an 0-2 count.
Well, Pettitte ahead in the count right here. He just leaves a breaking ball up, not taking advantage of it. David Ortiz scores, and Mankiewicz on the mishap in the middle of the diamond moves to second base.
Strike 2. Mankiewicz and Molitor were talking around the batting cage before the game today about Mankiewicz not liking where third basemen are playing him against left-handers, and talking about the possibility of bunting on them. And we saw on the first pitch a bunt attempt right where Scott Brocious is playing Mankiewicz, is where a lot of left-handed hitters like to get their hits against lefties, take the ball the other way. Like that. And it goes between Brocious and Jeter. Mankiewicz goes halfway to second and holds up there. He really got sawed off. And Brocious is charged with an error.
Brocious making his 7th error of the season. Take a look at it here. An inside-out swing. Brocious right there. Ball goes underneath his glove. Goes under Jeter. Into left field. Mankiewicz, aggressive turn. Gets back to first base.
See if the Twins can take advantage of the opening error here in the 5th inning. Tom Prince, the hitter. And a balk is called. That'll send Mankiewicz to second base. Pettitte has had one of the better moves in the American League to first, picking off a lot of runners in the process. But here, first base umpire Angel Hernandez called a balk.
Over Pettitte's career, he has picked off 55 base runners at first base. He's had 1 this year, but right here, Andy Pettitte.
If his right leg comes behind the rubber, it's a balk if he does not follow through and go home, right?
Well, I think there's an imaginary line that he probably went toward home plate.
So now the Yankees expecting Prince to bunt. And he swings away and lofts one foul.
Take a look at Andy Pettit's move. There's an imaginary line like right here that you cannot cross. And I think Andy Pettit, he brings his leg straight up right there, but then stepping a little bit more right there toward home plate rather than toward first base. And I think that's why a balk was called.
One strike to Prince, who now turns and bunts foul. 0-2. Will try to do as a hitter, presumably, what he could not do as a bunter, and that is push the ball along the right side and get Mankiewicz to third base. Remember this, Friday night against the Orioles, Denny Hocking laid down a two-strike bunt.
Exactly. See if Tom Prince has asked the bunt again here. Previous bunt, he wasn't giving himself up, is almost like a running bunt.
Called third strike, and he is dejectedly turned away from home plate. One away. Attention students and educators, in April and now coming up in May as well, you can get lower level ticket prices to the Twins for just $3 Monday through Thursday night. Tickets must be purchased the day of the game at the Metrodome. Come on out and join us in the Salute to Education. Here's Jock Jones, and what a great place it would be for his first RBI in a long while. Holds up, takes ball one. And now 1-1. A year ago, Jacques drove in 76. 19 home runs and hit 285. It was a slow first month for him. One and one with Mankiewicz at second and one away. And now 1-2. Brad Radke a 1-0 lead. Yankees tied it on the Martinez home run. Now a chance to get the lead back here in the bottom of the fifth. Outside, 2-2. Jones hitting ninth. That means Guzman is the on-deck hitter. Breaking ball, and it's 3-2.
Good eye right there by Jock Jones. Pettit trying to get that breaking ball over. Jock Jones, see if he's swinging at it. Jock able to hold up.
Jones has only walked 4 times this year. Taking a lot of time out there. Now he's ready. Poked to short. Jeter fires to Martinez. Mankiewicz moving up a base. 2 away.
Pitch count for Andy Pettit. Good ball to strike ratio. About 2-1. Strikes. 2/3 innings worth of work.
That'll bring up Guzman. And he takes one at the knees, a strike. Yankees have really pitched Guzman tough. He has just 13 hits and 66 at-bats against his former organization. 0-2. Pettit has had great success with that sharp slider or cutter down and in to right-handed hitters tonight.
Start him off with a curveball, then the cutter, and had some of the plate. Remember, he struck out Guzman in his first at-bat on that breaking ball down and in.
1-2. Mankiewicz dancing down the line as Pettit was delivering. High pop-up near first base. Martinez in foul ground makes the catch, and the Twins strand Mankiewicz at third base. And we've completed 5. It's 1 apiece. Fans, Radke. 1 away.
That's nice when you let that ball go. You become an infielder as a pitcher. It's nice if you have pitchers that can feel their position. Brad Radke, one of the best. Ball hit right back at him, gets the out.
Bounced into a double play in the first and lined out to Koski in the third. Don't hit it there. 2 down.
Nice when you're a pitcher and you feel you can be able to field your position. O'Neill hitting the ball right back to him. Brad Radke fielding his position. Deja vu, deja vu.
Reminder that Denny Hocking will be at Serum's Good Time Emporium in Anoka Thursday for Baseball Unplugged, presented by KQRS. Denny will be joined by Torrey Hunter and Jacques Jones for an evening of interactive baseball fun beginning at 7. Serum's Good Time Emporium, located at 213 Jackson Street in Anoka. Former Twin Gary Serum, the proprietor. Was it 3 pitches this inning for Radke, 2 away?
Sinking fastball down and away.
They could tie a record held by many. Here's Bernie Williams, singled and bounced to third. Former Twins pitchers get into the restaurant business. You were at a restaurant for a while, didn't you?
Yes, I did, yes.
Lylevin's
Dugout Diner. We had a lot of beer there. They didn't serve anything else, just beer. It was a diner, though.
Which might explain why it went
drive your car there.
It went out of business in what, 18 months?
No, we sold it.
Oh, you did?
Yes, we did.
1-1 to Bernie Williams. 2-1. I did try to find it once when I was out there, and
we moved.
You gave me directions?
Yes, and we moved.
Actually, Tommy John and I tried to find it.
That was, wow, there's your first mistake.
Ground ball, right side. Rivas has it. Mankiewicz to the bag. Got him again on a close play. 3 ground ball outs, so 1, 2, 3, 6. Tied at 1 here in Minneapolis. Twins hoping that they can get back into the lead here in the bottom of the 6th. Luis Rivas taking a strike as he flashed a bunt attempt. 1 strike. Rivas with a strikeout, swinging in the first, and then a fly ball to left in the third. 0-2.
In the inning, Rivas went a long way. Waited for Mankiewicz to set up, and Bernie Williams made it a lot closer right there for the third out. Did get him, though, because we're batting.
And Rivas is gone for an opening strikeout here in the 6th inning.
Pettis now with 7 strikeouts in the ball game, getting Rivas 2 of those 7 times.
1 down, Locke coming to the plate. Generally feel strongly one way or the other about the Yankees. You either love them or you hate them. You have to, I think, regardless of which group you put yourself in, you have to respect what they've done. Yes, it's been with a very high payroll, but imagine what it is like for them to constantly be the measuring stick for teams like the Twins, the duels they've had over the years with the Red Sox. Everybody shoots for the Yankees. Most storied franchise in any sport. 2-1 to Lawton. Down the left field line. Knobloch will chase it. So will Jeter. And neither will have a play. Reminisced with that man today about his parts of 2 seasons with the old St. Paul Saints. The rivalry they had with the Millers.
Isn't it Don Zimmer's, 52nd year in professional baseball?
I've not gotten a copy of his book yet. He's got a new book out called Zim.
Starting to look like Jabba the Hutt.
2-2 to Lawton. And Pettit will get a chance to field his position. 2 away. Tonight after the Twins game, 9 News sports director Jeff Grayson will look back at this historic month for the Twins. The hits, runs, and this remarkable record-setting start right after the game on 9 News at 10. And again, if the Twins were to win here tonight, it would be the 5th best month in club history. Corey Koski at the plate. Fly ball to left. Not a high one, so Knobloch will have no problems here. 3 up, 3 down. Both pitchers settling into a groove. Pettit hasn't allowed a hit since the 2nd. Radke has retired 8 men in a row. A night for the pitchers so far. Just 5 hits allowed, 2 runs. The Yankee run coming from Tino Martinez back in the 4th.
Well, Martinez hitting his 5th home run of the year. Pitch left up by Brad Radke. Brad has only allowed 3 hits, a single to Bernie Williams in the 2nd, a single to Brocious in the 3rd, and a home run to Martinez in the 4th.
A sharp single up the middle in the first offering of the 7th. So Martinez is aboard with a leadoff hit. The first Yankee hit since the home run Martinez hit his last time up. And that'll bring up Jorge Posada.
Radke, 82 pitches, 51 for strikes so far in the ball game. Starting his 7th inning of work. Brad's shortest outing came in his last outing, a no decision at Fenway Park against Martinez. He worked 7 innings.
Rivas, Guzman, Mankiewicz, 2 pitches, 2 outs. Wasn't a perfect feed from Rivas, but Guzman stayed with it.
Perfect right here. Pitcher's best friend, Rivas, little spin around turn, but Guzman goes out and gets it. And you kind of know who's running right here. Rivas making it out. Christian Guzman making sure he gets 1. And a strong throw with Posada down the line, not moving very quickly. Good turn of a double play.
Pretty well hit ball, and Tom Prince goes out and chats with Brad Radke. It might very well be that this game will be decided by the bullpens, and both teams have very good bullpens.
Yankee bullpen, 6 wins, 2 losses with 7 saves and a 2.22 ERA.
Strike 1 to Justice.
And Twins, 5 wins, no losses with 8 saves and a 4.2 ERA. I think Tom Prince went out there and said, listen, you got him out on 2 pitches. Don't, just throw a pitch in here. Keep pitching good, because a lot of times what you'll see is clubs make 1-2 outs on 2 pitches, and then that hitter's thinking, okay, am I going to take a pitch? Maybe he's saying, hey, David Justice maybe going to be looking for a fastball, so make it a good fastball if you throw it.
And he's ahead of Justice now, 0-2. Changeup floats away. Last year, the Yankee bullpen was 7-0 in April. It was the first time in baseball history that a team's bullpen had gone through the season's first month without a loss. And the Twins can match that here tonight. Just off the outside corner, 2-2. Twins bullpen is 5-0. And if they get through tonight without a loss, they will do something only the Yankees had done before them.
Well, that two-seam fastball, Prince really holding it there, but doesn't get the call.
2-2 to Justice. And Justice covers the plate to flare one foul. What Radke has done in his 5 starts this year, prior to tonight, has been amazing. He pitched the season opener, the biggest game of the year, and won. The home opener, won that one. Squared off against David Wells and beat him. Won the opening game of the recently completed road trip. Now 3-2 to Justice. Then squared off against Pedro Martinez in a game the Twins won. And now he pitches this game. The first game of this huge series against the Yankees.
That's what your ace is supposed to do, lead you by example. So far, Brad Radke has led by example.
Full count to Justice. Little roller foul.
Little changeup by Brad Radke. He has such good arm motion on that changeup. Keeps those hitters off balance.
And he fights it off. Sends it down the line. A fair ball. Justice has one base, and he'll hold up there with a single. Great at bat for David Justice. Second hit in the inning. And that'll bring up the rookie Soriano. The balance of this series will come your way on Fox Sports Net. Then the Twins go to Kansas City for the second time in this young season. And our next Channel 9 telecast coming up Saturday night from Kauffman Stadium. With 2 out, a runner aboard, Soriano at the plate. 0 for 2, but sent Matt Lawton to the warning track his last time up.
You know, you said that was a great at-bat by David Justice getting that base hit, but it's also good pitching by Brad Radke because Justice with Soriano on deck, he may not have the power for a home run. With a game on the line like this, you have to make sure that you don't let a guy like David Justice beat you. So he just basically stayed away and give him that base hit away and no free passes. And that's exactly what Brad's been able to do.
2-0 to Soriano. This man has walked just once this year. Came yesterday after 103 plate appearances.
Think Joe Torre gives him the green light?
3-1. Trade rumor a few days ago involving Soriano and the Cincinnati Reds and Pokey Reese, but now that rumor's been quashed. Strike 2. Soriano, maybe for the first time in his young major league career, up there taking 5 pitches.
I'll take one more.
2 outs. The runner at first, Justice, will leave early. Grounder to short. Guzman has it. Fires to Mitkevich, and we head to the home half of the 7th. Tied at 1. this game looks a lot like it did on paper. A good pitcher's duel between Brad Radke and Andy Pettit. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning, tied at 1. David Ortiz will lead it off for the Twins. Ortiz skies one behind third. Brocious in foul ground. Makes the catch, 1 away. Twins have just 2 hits on the night against Andy Pettit, but they put them together in the 2nd inning to score their run.
The double by David Ortiz and the RBI single by Minkiewicz in the 2nd. Only offense by the Twins. Pettit coming into the inning, 89 pitches, 61 for strikes. 1 walk with 7 strikeouts.
Torrey Hunter, the hitter. Strike on the inside corner. Torrey went down swinging in the 2nd, then bounced to 2nd in the 4th.
Both these pitchers really have outstanding changeups right there. Torrey Hunter way out in front. Gene Pettit with that fastball, working the ball in and out, the cutter, the curveball. And look at the changeup here, just taking a little off Torrey way out front.
And he's gone on 3 pitches. 2 away in the 7th. 2 outs on 4 pitches, and that'll bring up Minkiewicz. You can visit any Minnesota Applebee's between tonight and June 24th and purchase any of the 3 steaks featured in the Twins in-store promotion, and you'll receive a voucher for a free lower-level general admission ticket to a Twins home game. To kick off this promotion, Joe Mays and TC will be visiting the Applebee's in Shakopee Thursday at 7. 2 down in the 7th, and Doug Minkiewicz at the plate. An RBI single, and then he reached on the Brocious error. Ball 1. There is no such award. If there was, for the MVP in the league in the first month, Minkiewicz would win it. Deep to right field. This ball is up and gone.
Until Doug Minkiewicz here with a high fastball. It's his 6th home run of the year. Pettit knew it was gone. Minkiewicz, 6 home runs on the year. All of them here at the Metrodome. Little curtain call.
Too early. 2-1 Twins. Some debris, unfortunately, being dumped in left field. Some of it, I suspect, directed at the Yankee left fielder, and that is uncalled for and unfortunate.
We don't need that. Let him play the game. What a great home run by Doug Minkiewicz.
Here's Tom Prince. And he takes ball 1. Prince walked in the 2nd, struck out in the 5th. After Minkiewicz had gotten as far as second base with nobody out on the error and balk. Twins ended up stranding Minkiewicz at third base that inning. High and deep to left. Knobloch going back. And he makes the catch for the 3rd out. But Doug Minkiewicz, with his 6th home run of the year, has put the Twins back in front 2-1. Minkiewicz driving in both Twins runs. A dramatic home run in the bottom of the 7th. That's our Anderson Windows game summary. Both pitchers doing their job here tonight. Scott Brocious will lead off the 8th for the Yankees.
Both pitchers have done an outstanding job. Brad starting his 8th inning of work.
First pitch grounded to Guzman. Minkiewicz, one away. One out, and here comes Knobloch.
Brad, 98 pitches, 61 for strikes. Already has one complete game on the year.
Twins doing very well in the one-run game department. Knobloch hitless, but he's been on base a couple of times and has stolen a base. Reached once on a walk, another time on a fielder's choice. Strike one. Eddie Guardado warming up in the Twins bullpen. Just inside, 1-1.
Not a lot of room between Chuck Knobloch and that inside corner of the plate. Pretty much moves right on top of that plate.
2-1.
See Mo Vaughn, how he gets on top of the plate. Knobloch right there. That's where you want to pitch him. You want to pitch him hard in.
Off-speed pitch floats over for strike 2.
Saw Andy Pettit do it a couple times. Here Brad Radke behind an account. Looks like a fastball. He just takes a little off.
Bouncer to Rivas on 2 hops. He makes the play. 2 away. In June, the Metrodome will be filled with NSYNC fans. The concert is sold out, but Good Day Minnesota is giving away 2 free tickets to NSYNC's biggest fans. You can see how you can win tomorrow morning. Plus, Stephen Reynolds continues his get-to-know-him interviews with the Minnesota Twins. Tomorrow, Jason Maxwell. It's all tomorrow morning, starting at 6 in the morning on Good Day Minnesota.
NSYNC, very nice.
NSYNC fan, I know. Who's your favorite member of the band?
I have no idea. I listen to their music, but I don't know the members. How about you?
That's the difference. You have teenage children. Mine are 3 and 5, so we don't listen to that in our house. One strike.
Good off-speed pitch by Brad Radke right there, getting ahead in the count.
Isn't it fun to watch baseball where the game hangs on every pitch? One and 2. His 6th start of the year, and in one way, shape, or form, they've all been big starts, bigger than normal starts, including this game here tonight. 2 and 2. Just off the inside corner, and it's a full count with O'Neill on deck.
See the control of the fastball, change-ups away, and then just tries to hit that inside corner with a fastball. A 2-2 fastball inside, locks up Jeter right there. Pretty close pitch. Look for the change-up. Bouncer to third. Koski fields it out of the dirt. Fires to Minkiewicz.
and a 1-2-3-8. We head to the bottom of the 8th. The Twins 2, the Yankees 1. The Twins have the lead as we are about ready to start playing the bottom of the 8th inning. Jock Jones, Christian Guzman, and Luis Rivas. Jones uncoils and a foul tip for strike one. As riveting as the action is on the field, some pretty interesting activity in the dugout, away from the view of most of the fans. To the right side. Martinez will make the play. One away. One out in the bottom of the 8th inning. The fact that there is no one warming up in the Twins bullpen speaks volumes about how good a salesman Tom Prince is. The Twins catcher had a lengthy chat with Tom Kelly as the Twins came off the field. Paul Molitor there as well. And I think Tom Prince sold the manager on the notion that the starter had plenty left.
And Tom Prince right there sitting next to Brad Radke, maybe going over who they're going to face next inning. Get that first hitter and work from there.
1-0 to Guzman. Hitless tonight like most Twins hitters. Twins have 3 hits, 2 by Minkevich, both produced runs. The other hit, a 1-out double by Ortiz in the second. 3-0 to Guzman, and the last thing Pettit wants to have to deal with is Guzman's speed on the bases in the 8th. Down the middle, 3-1. There for the catch, and out number 2. Pretty well hit ball, and there haven't been many of those on either side. 2 outs. And Luis Rivas coming to the plate. When the Twins send a baseball for a trip out of the ballpark, Northwest Airlines will send 2 lucky fans on a trip. At every home game, every Twins homer means Northwest is giving away 2 round-trip tickets. To have a chance to win a Northwest Airlines round tripper, call 833 Twins for tickets. Here is Rivas. Driven to right. O'Neill going back. And we've completed 8. Brad Radke will head to the mound trying to pitch a complete game win against the 3-time defending world champ. Brad Radke to start the 9th in the hopes that he'll finish the 9th. Face Paul O'Neill, Bernie Williams, and Tino Martinez.
So far, an outstanding night for Brad Radke. 109 total pitches. He's walked 1, and that came in the first batter. Chuck Knobloch in the first inning with a couple strikeouts.
Games have been so much fun to be a part of on this end. We trust on your end as well. And here's the TV schedule for the next 5 games. Tuesday night, Wednesday night, the final 2 games of this series, a pregame show on Fox Sports Net at 6:30 each night. Game time a little after 7. And then from Kansas City, Fox Sports Net telecast Friday night, Saturday night on UPN 9, and then Sunday afternoon against the Royals on Fox Sports Net. Paul O'Neill 0 for 3 on the night. Bernie Williams 1 for 3, and Tino Martinez 2 for 3. Needless to say, no one has left the ballpark. Ball 1. LaTroy Hawkins warming up. Foul back, 1-1.
for this young ball club that's had such a great April and a way to finish right here.
All the way out of play. It's 1-2.
I mean, this game is a character builder for this young ball club. You come into this game, 17 wins, 6 losses. Everybody says, is it going to stand? Is it going to hold? Well, all of a sudden, here come the Yankees, and you find yourself in the first ball game down to your final 3 outs and maybe setting a tone of better things to come throughout the summer. Can you get through it? Character builders.
1-2 to Paul O'Neill. Struck him out. One away.
Radke picking up his 3rd strikeout. A changeup, good location down. O'Neill way out front. And Radke can breathe a sigh of relief for a split second because it doesn't get any easier.
Bernie Williams, 1 for 3. A single and a couple of ground balls. Grounded to second. Rivas. To Mankiewicz. 2 away.
Another off-speed pitch by Brad Radke, but location. Little sinker down and away, gets the ground ball.
Look at this crowd. Just under 25,000 paid, and every last one of them is standing.
And you can almost see by some of the claps, I think they know, hey, this young ball club might be for real. Two for 3, one of them a solo home run, that coming in the 4th inning, then singled in the 7th.
Ball 1. Posada.
As a pitcher, Brad Radke looks so cool, but believe me, I've been there. Your heart is pumping about 200 miles an hour. You just want them to hit it at somebody so I can go in and celebrate.
2-1. Center field, and Martinez has his 3rd hit tonight against Brad Radke. And we'll look and see whether there's any move from Tom Kelly, with the Yankees now bringing a pinch runner into the ball game.
Oh, Brad falling behind an account, goes fastball. Good pitch right here. What you do, you take away the home run power of Martinez, let him get that base hit, and let Brad Radke finish the game.
Donzel McDonald is the running pinch runner for Martinez. And the hitter is Jorge Posada. To Posada, who was hit on the leg by a pitch his first time up. And a line drive for an out and a ground ball double play. Posada 7 for 15 lifetime against Brad Radke. Pop foul out of play, 1-1. If he gets it to 2 strikes, 25,000 are going to sound like 50,000.
matchup right there by Brad Radke or Posada way out front. Great job by Brad Radke. Great job by Tom Prince calling the game.
This three-game series against the Yankees. Doug Mankiewicz, a huge night at the plate, but it was Brad Radke, a complete game, his second of the year, only allowing now one home run. Our All-American Recreation Player of the game.
And this series gets off to a wonderful start for Brad Radke and the Twins. We'll come back to the Metrodome in just a moment. A pitcher's duel here at the Metrodome played so quickly, I'm not sure the fans know what to do. I think there's going to be another game played here. But the Twins win the opener 2-1. Brad Radke with a complete game win, and Doug Mankiewicz driving in both runs. Quite a way to get this series started.
Well, anytime the Yankees coming in, the Twins, I'll tell you, we had a nice crowd, just under 25,000 people. They saw a great ball game. Andy Pettitte was sharp. Brad Radke was even sharper. 2 home runs hit in the ball game. And the thing about Mankiewicz is that Andy Pettitte on the mound, he only gave up one home run last year, and that was Robin Ventura. He had not given up a home run to a left-handed batter in 22 starts. And the way that Mankiewicz's month of April went, you almost knew it was going to be him.
Drove in the first run of the ball game with a big 2-out single after a David Ortiz double back in the second. Martinez tied it up with a home run in the middle innings, and then Mankiewicz in the 7th.
You gotta love that sound right there for Doug Mankiewicz. Home run number 6. That put the Twins up 2-1. And then it was all up to Brad Radke to finish it. Brad ended up throwing 122 pitches. So a good outing.
I'm sure you're like me. You get asked a lot of questions about the Twins. Without question, the number one question I get asked is, what's up with Doug Mankiewicz? Why was he unable to hit the ball and perform 2 years ago the way he's performed this year? It's been such a dramatic turnaround. I don't know that you can just explain it away with a year of seasoning in the minor league.
All Doug says is he has confidence now. That's the biggest thing. He's starting to believe. And I think going to the Olympics, maybe the Twins didn't like it that he went, but I think that experience right there, we've seen his minor league numbers. Every time he plays at a level, he doesn't do very well, and then the next year he responds at a positive. So somewhere inside Doug Mankiewicz is a lot of heart, and he's taking his heart right into this baseball season.
He certainly has a flair for the dramatic in the Olympics, and so far in the month of April, he has been probably the league's MVP in the first month. He drove into just enough for the Twins to pull out a win in the opening game of their series with the Yankees. And we'll come back with more from the Metrodome in a moment. An economy of hits for the Twins, just 3 of them, but they were certainly well placed tonight as the Twins pulled out a 2-1 win.
That was all that needed. David Ortiz started that second inning with a 1-out double. Doug Mankiewicz single up the middle scored him for the Twins' 1-0 lead. And then Tito Martinez hit a home run, a solo home run in the 4th. That tied the score, and then the big hit by Mankiewicz. And I'll tell you what, great performance by Brad Radke, because he went 9 innings, and now Eric Milton has to follow that act.
Yeah, tough act to follow with Mike Messina going against Eric Milton tomorrow. We expect maybe a couple of runs will be enough to win that game tomorrow as well. It's been a great night for the Minnesota Twins tonight in front of a crowd of about 25,000. They win tonight, and we'll try to make it 2 in a row against the Yankees tomorrow with our pregame show on FSN starting at 6:30. Channel 9's news comes up next with the Twins winning in dramatic fashion here, 2-1. Getting this series started with an awfully impressive win. Our director tonight, Dave Higgins, our producer, Wade Rowland, for Burt Lytham, Dick Bramer, saying good night from the Metrodome in Minneapolis.